forever.
Forever. Hey everybody, welcome to 2 on the Vine. This is KY.
And this is Vinny.
And we are going to do the long-awaited Minions commentary, which was a stupid idea that I blurted out in the passion and the heat of the moment during the big 2016 Vinesauce charity send-off. I said, oh, and if we reach, X amount of money, then Vinny and I will do a Minions commentary. And sure enough, the totals just shot up, and great. Now we have to do this. So here we are almost a year later. We're going to do Minions. We're just going to talk over the movie. I'm reluctant. Are you reluctant?
I don't know if it's going to make the movie better or worse, but you had to go and say it in front of thousands of people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't just tell me in private, Vin, let's do Minions. No, you went and said it in front of everyone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's right, though. Here we are. We're definitely, coming up on a year, but we're finally doing it, and I am not interested or excited in any way. So, yeah, let's do it.
I figure if it starts to lull at all, I do have some listeners' mails we can hit, and we can talk about, the video games we've been playing and all the usual stuff. So.
All right, that's great. As long as we have a contingency plan in the course of failure.
Yeah. So anyway, you are going to the listeners are going to sync up your Minions movie, which I'm sure you already own, of course.
Everyone does.
It's an essential in the film buffs collection.
It's the dark side of the moon of movies.
Yep, that's what most people call it. So we are going to sync up right, like maybe just a second after the Earth fades in during the Universal introduction, like the lens flare just popped in, the sun's just on the horizons, maybe like 2 seconds from a black screen.
There's wretched minion singing during this sequence. So yeah, definitely it'll fade in. You'll see a planet, you'll see Earth, and you'll see lens flare. Just pause it as soon as that stuff fades in, and that's where we'll all convene in a minute, and we'll hit play together, and we'll suffer together.
Yeah, sounds good to me. All right, you ready to sync it up?
I'm just about ready, but before we begin, while we let our viewers, or rather, viewers this time, kind of,
sure,
get a chance to experience our suffering. Do you know anything about Minions, KY?
No, I know more about the memes, the Minions, than I know about what they actually are. I know that they're from that Despicable Me movie, which had, I guess, 2 movies, and now this spin-off, and I'm sure another one on the horizon, but I don't know. I thought they didn't even speak, like, English, like, barely. It's just gibberish, right?
I thought so, too, but apparently that's not the case because they're able to say words. But that's just maybe that's the memes. I don't know very much about Despicable Me or this. I just know that they're insufferable, intolerable, tic-tac-looking creatures, and they need to be eliminated from film. But something tells me, like KY said, we're probably going to get quite a few more Minions movies.
Yeah.
So, endless trash, huh?
Yeah. Let's start it up, and then we'll talk.
Right.
We'll talk about Minions. Okay.
Or
you ready?
not. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give a countdown, and we'll hit play when I say play. Okay?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, play. Fuck.
I already hate it.
Oh no. My ears. Is
I
it
told
bad
you
that
it was
I'm
just
not? I can't tell if
wretched.
it's just cacophonous enough that I want to turn it down, or if it's actually loud. I'm gonna.
I don't
turn it
know.
down a smidge.
I couldn't tell you, but I lowered it immediately. I'm on 50%. Oh, it's funny because he's the last one. He's dead
Get
now.
it? That's good. Has there already been a Minions video game? Does that exist yet? I'm sure one of us would have streamed it if it did. Also, good
I think
song
it's called
choice for the
Diarrhea
intro.
Mouth Simulator.
Called what?
Nothing. Yeah, no, this is a good song. I actually like this song. I hope I'll still like it after the movie's over.
Yeah.
It's the Turtles. You know that? Turtles.
Yes. Yeah, it's the Turtles. This is
And KY, what commercial was this in?
This was in the Smash Bros. 64 commercial. of course.
And that's one of your favorite games.
It is.
Well,
Melee more than anything, but I do enjoy the first one as well.
Steve Coogan is in this? Oh, I liked Steve Coogan.
Who's Steve Coogan?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were being serious.
No, he was in Tropic
Steve.
Thunder. He was in some road trip movie with Rob Brydon, and you'll recognize his face. Unfortunately, his face won't be in this.
Ah, fuck.
Jeffrey Rush. How'd they get like big name actors for this, KY?
Yeah, Sandra Bullock.
Okay, Korean subtitles just showed up on mine, so
Just turn that off on your iTunes closed captioning settings, of course.
Oh, I sure can.
Yep. How do they reproduce?
They're asexual. They fuck themselves.
Oh, shit. I was about to hum the Jurassic World theme, and I drew a total fucking blank. Too much pressure.
They're... Okay. They just found some bananas, KY.
Bananas?
Yeah, it's the... I found out that that's the... You know those memes with the brain? So the lowest one would be banana. The second one's banana, and then your mind being fully expanded is banana.
Bananas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last one is bananas.
Oh, you bastard.
You know, this is weird because this implies that the minions survive the world, like the apocalypse event, the meteor, or that maybe they're the cause of it. I don't know.
I think they are. That's the joke they might be going for. Because what's going to happen is this volcano is gonna I don't know. I thought maybe this volcano would cause the end of the dinosaur age, but I guess not.
Oh, I thought he was gonna push him in. I got excited.
I liked the T-Rex better. Can we have a movie about the T-Rex?
Yeah. Okay, at least they didn't put the dinosaurs and the cavemen in the same era.
God forbid.
That would have said all sorts of things.
Yeah, that's not historically accurate.
Nope.
I mean, what'd you think? Jesus rode around on a raptor?
A raptor rode around Jesus.
Now that's cool. That's a good video game.
Yeah.
Did you know you could ride bears in Breath of the Wild?
No, I didn't know that. I haven't played Breath of the Wild in like 2 or 3 weeks. It's weird. I think Rain World came out and I started playing that, and then I just got tied up with other things, and then Persona came out. So I just kind of moved away from Zelda. I'm gonna move back to it, of course. I'm not done with it.
Okay.
But I think you might pass me if you haven't already. Did you beat it yet?
I think I have. No, I'm close though. Notice how we've already veered off course from talking about Minions, because I saw a bear and I was like, Zelda, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Just finding any reason not to talk about the movie that we're going to be watching the next hour and a half.
You know, I hate to say this now while we're recording, but I'm going to do it anyway. It would have been a good jape if we just started the movie and then talked about nothing related to the movie whatsoever for an hour and a half.
We could still do that, you know. It's not too late.
Yeah, but Dracula just got burned. Get it?
What's the word for that when a Dracula gets killed by sunlight?
Comedy. I think it's called autosunlotic asphyxiation.
So it stops them from breathing. They breathe through their skin. That's why they wear no clothes.
Maybe. I don't know. Hey, have you seen a better movie called What We Do in the Shadows?
Yes. Oh, it's so good. I loved that movie.
Yeah, me too.
For those listening,
director's amazing.
Yeah, it's
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, and it has.
He's doing Thor.
Wait, really? I didn't make that connection. You know, every great director has their their schlocky comedy movie before their big, like, super, I was gonna say triple A, big studio film. Like Peter Jackson had his Brain Dead or Dead Alive.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Way before Lord of the Rings, and that movie was amazing.
I think we're going to be seeing more of this director. Not the one who directed Minions. This guy probably got shit canned.
Who was the director? I gotta look it up now.
Yeah, now I'm curious, but well, I'm not really that curious.
You're like, I don't really want to know more. It was Pierre Coffin, I guess.
That's an ironic name.
Well, I think it was 2 directors. I guess it was dual directed. It took 2 people. Pierre Coffin, Kyle Balda. Yeah. It had 2 directors.
Oh.
That's weird.
Moment of silence for those directors in their careers.
Yeah.
You know, thus far I've been looking at the movie a little bit, and okay, Kevin has been introduced, but I noticed they fall down a lot. There's like a lot of slapstick.
Yeah. It's pretty cheap comedy a lot of the time. But
yeah,
what are you gonna say?
It's very slapstick. I mean, it's like the Three Stooges. If the Three Stooges were CG Tic Tacs.
Yep. Just little
and
sponges.
not funny.
The directors, well, the first one, what's his name? Kyle Balda. It's directing Despicable Me 3, which is currently filming. Minions, of course. The Lorax. Some short movie called Banana. Banana. What'd you call it? Banana. And a whole bunch of short movies. Pierre Coffin, on the other hand, is making Minions 2. Mower Minions. Oh, that's a short. Oh, there's a fuckload of shorts. Now we have to commentate each of them.
No.
Something called these are all shorts. This is all that they've done. Are Minions related things. They haven't touched anything else.
And they probably won't afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, video game. No, there's a game called Minions Paradise. Came out in 2015.
What system?
That's what I'm trying to find. Oh, I think it was a mobile game. Spun off from Minions.
Do you see how hard we're trying to avoid watching this movie? He farted.
Yeah,
and then
that's what I thought I heard. And the thing is, that joke did not need the fart. Like, they could have left the fart out and it wouldn't have changed anything about the joke.
Yeah, it's like, do you remember Ren and Stimpy? How, like, Stimpy would leap and just fart from the leap?
Yeah.
But that had funny animation to go with it. These things are just vapid, like, hollow nothings. They're uncreative, just nothings. With, one of them's got one eye. One of them's an inch taller than the other. Hysterical.
Yep. One of them's bald completely.
But one of them has Homer Simpson hair.
Oh.
Maybe we just don't get it. Maybe I'm just being a cynical bastard.
Do they ever take the goggles off? I wonder.
Their eyes exist in those goggles.
They take off the goggles, there's just nothing underneath. The eyeballs are literally inside the goggles.
What I don't think you understand,
What the
and
fuck
I don't
was
understand.
that?
What?
Oh, it's just a banana. Did you see that? We can't rewind because we're live, but he looks down at his groin and there's like a little wiggle, and he like looks shocked for a second. Oh, that one has 2 different colored eyes. And then he like reaches into his pants and it's just a banana. That was a dick joke.
Really? For a kid
Yeah,
movie?
I think so.
I would imagine a minion dick would look like a banana anyway.
Maybe that just was his dick. It just indecipherable
pulled it off.
from a banana. Okay. Yeah. Have you played anything else besides Zelda?
Yeah, that Puyo Puyo Tetris game is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Ukulele, I've been playing a little bit of, kind of semi-disappointed, but also kind of happy with it too. It's kind of polarizing for me.
Mixed feelings.
Yeah, it's not bad though. I'm probably gonna stream it after this, to be honest. So I mean, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of ukulele, I don't know why this is so related, but I've been playing Snake Pass. I guess
I've been meaning to check that out.
It's pretty good. It's apparently just hideously short. Like it's
And repetitive.
well, kind of okay with the repetition at least so far, but I've only played a couple hours, and I think I'm getting close to the end. It's just so horrendously short. I think they just spent. Oh, why is he looking at him? I think they'd spent so much time polishing it, and it's beautiful. It's a really beautiful game. Oh my god, he's just sucking him off on his head. Just had to put that imagery in there for anyone who's just listening and not watching the movie.
Because he was hungry and he saw what looked like to be a banyan. Oh, I like this song. This
Good
is like one of my
soundtrack
favorite
so
Rolling
far.
Stones songs. What fucking hell? Well, yeah, that's a good soundtrack, but why are they doing? Well, I get it because it's set in the '60s apparently. So yeah,
That's what I was about to say. I think it's the time period.
this is like in my top 3 favorite Stone songs. But after Minions, I'm just gonna think of a minion sucking off another banana minion.
Yep.
There's a hand in that trash can. Someone's dead in there.
Wait, really? Oh shit.
Yeah, dude.
What?
It's the lore. It's like the Wizard of Oz, like Hanging Man.
Yeah. They had that production crew guy who killed himself, supposedly.
Yeah, dude.
I love that kind of lore stuff with movies.
Me too.
But that was a good spot. Very, very good job. Some animator
I think it was just
pulled
chicken.
a jape. No, I think it was a hand. You
Oh
can't
yeah,
ruin my
it was. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Banana.
How many banana jokes are we gonna be?
They just fucking
subject
love
to?
bananas. And remember, we know what bananas actually are to them.
Right. I know what. Yeah. Now we know what they are.
And then that minion just just suffocated. We never see him again. But anyway, oh my god, all the imagery. Snake Pass is pretty good. I recommend it, but it's as long as you're okay with short games, because it
Yeah.
does everything really good and the visuals are great. Even though the snake doesn't look at anything, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that was an issue that I think you and I discuss that or no?
Yeah, we talked about that in the last episode. But otherwise, it's good.
Yeah, I almost bought it. Apparently the developers were like, yeah, send us an email. So I did, and I'll probably just get it if they don't get back to me. But I was interested. I was genuinely interested in it for a little while, and then I saw some weird reviews and some people were like, it's very repetitive, and I was like, maybe not. But I guess even something like Ukulele is repetitive in a lot of ways. Like even Zelda, finding Koroks and shrines, it's just, gaming can be repetitive from time to time. It's just how it spices it up. What kind of spice blend do you put in your game to make it more interesting each time?
Well, I think Snake Pass is also a good stream because it's one of those like derpy physics type things. At least with the snake. Like, I don't think anything else in the game has physics, but the snake's physics are pretty derpy. So,
And it's funny to watch.
yeah, I had a good time. Viewers seem to enjoy it.
Okay, well, that's a good suggestion. I wish I had more suggestions for you. The Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator game. I put 10,000 chickens versus 10,000 turtles versus 10,000 penguins, and my computer did not explode.
Really? Who won?
The turtle. I think the penguins were about to win, but I nuked them.
Oh, the nukes win, as they always do.
So if you're looking for a really weird but interesting and kind of impressive early access Steam game, that's one to follow. That's one to take a look at.
I think... Wait. I just lost my thought because this is so stupid. I was going to say something about the guy on the left looked like I think he was maybe the character from the other movie, but I don't know anything.
Oh, the Despicable Me.
Yeah. Despicable Frank. That's his name. No, Guru.
Speaking of nukes,
Yeah.
I want the Villain Network channel.
Yeah, that sounds like a sweet channel. It's just the beginning of motherless.com. This is how it started.
Yeah.
I've been playing a game called Rain World. Mr. Spiky.
Yeah, I've heard about Rain World. I've seen quite a bit of it too. Is it worth it? Is it good?
I love it personally, but it's also extremely frustrating too.
Oh, okay.
Like, it makes me extremely salty. But yeah, it's good. It's if anything, it's just it's really impressive. Like, the visuals are amazing, and the AI in particular is really good. It like simulates a whole food chain pretty much. So as you encounter enemies, they're not just there to fuck you up, even though they do often. If they'll encounter each other, they have their own priorities with like hunting. So they might get preoccupied fighting each other instead of you. It just feels like it's a totally alive ecosystem. It's really good.
Cool. Yeah, I like the little slug that you get to play as. Slug cat.
Yep. I was hoping that dog was going to piss on him. That joke's probably coming.
Yeah. He just hit on a hydrant. He's trying to like, I think that's how they reproduce. The question has been answered finally. They have sex with water hydrants, fire hydrants.
Say inanimate objects or just yellow things?
Just yellow banana-like things that you can put your banana in, I guess. If you look closely enough, you'll see Staten Island. Oh no, that was just a pile of trash. Never mind.
There's a difference?
Not much. Yeah, you gotta make with the head if you're gonna go for a hitchhike.
Peace and love.
All Minion movies will be tossed. So what do you think of the art style aside from the Minions, which are just minion-y? What do you think of the art style of this 3D CG movie? What do you think of the human characters and their like accentuated features?
It's definitely impressive. I don't know. I feel like the textures are too strong, if that makes any sense. Like, it's a weird combination of like hyper cartoonish models and then like super busy textures, but overall it looks good.
I understand that. Yeah, it does look. I mean, I don't know if this is just like the norm now because of the technology we have, where you can just shit out an amazing looking movie, or if there was actually a team of people with passion. He was looking for a Korok under there. You didn't find one. Or if there was a team of people with passion for 3D on this, like actually fulfilling their dreams. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure all these people were just paid, like, it was just their job. I'm sure someone on the team is passionate. I'm sure they're just passionate to work for this company and then being passionate about Minions.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, who's
now
this?
That
yeah, fucking
villains.
slit their throats. Oh. But yeah, it's weird. Like, I can't stop staring. Movie? I think so. I can't stop staring at their eyes, like how detailed. Like, you can see the individual strands moving away from their pupils.
Yeah, that's a little disconcerting.
Weird. It's a weird age we live in.
Is it possible to fall in love with a minion?
No.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. I want to shut that shit down quick.
I asked if it was a Dreamworks movie, but it said Universal in the beginning, so its production company is Illumination Entertainment. Okay.
What did he call it?
Also, keep in mind Michael Keaton. Oh shit, they're gonna rub something. Michael Keaton and John Hamm and Sandra Bullock are the main voice talent of this movie. So that means that the Minions might in fact be these amazing people just with their voices sped up.
Huh. Kind of like the Yoshi voice. Like, have you heard that? The normal speed Yoshi voice? Yeah, you've heard that though, right?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
It's so good. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, the Yoshi noises that Yoshi makes is just like a normal white dude's voice who just like Dream ha, and then they just speed it way up. It sounds really weird when you listen to it at its normal speed.
So I have a question for you. What's better? Voices that have like sped up, like nonsense and gibberish, or Banjo-Kazooie-esque
I kind of like that's a good question. I like it when the noises they make correspond to something that resembles language. Like I don't know why this one comes to mind, but the game Time Fuck, which is an old Edmund McMillen game. They had this weird like speech system that would basically it would pronounce each letter of each word like just for like a millisecond, and then they'd string it together, and it kind of sounded like a garbled language, but kind of would sometimes resemble the words that was spelled out. So it was like a hybrid between the two.
Okay, that's interesting. Super Monkey Ball 2 just made the villain's voice backwards. That's as much as they did.
That's lazy.
Yeah, sometimes you can do something interesting and creative with like in Zelda, it's just like or like Basak, and it's like one word, and then there's the rest of the sentence.
Yeah, except for cutscenes now, because they finally took Zelda to the new age.
The new age of sloppily directed and lazily cast voice talent.
Yep. Why are they cheerleading?
They're bored.
Why didn't they all... Wait, I guess I should just pay attention to the plot, but why didn't they just all leave? Why did only 3 of them leave?
They got the gout.
Oh.
Yep.
I like the Yeti's face. See, like, look how well rendered that spit is. Oh my god.
I mean, the lighting is impressive. if I had to, the spit and the lighting are just fantastic.
We're gonna come out of this movie loving Minions, aren't we?
It's yeah.
So
it's like
here's
Louis C.K. did a bit about how he was watching Magic Mike, and he started feeling like he was kind of getting into Matthew McConaughey a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And he says, I've seen plenty of the movie, but I've never finished it. I watch it a little bit, and I get to a certain point, I never finish it. He says, because I'm pretty sure the result of me finishing the movie is just me gay. And I think the problem with us watching Minions is that if we continue to watch all of the movie, we will start spouting Minion memes in chat. We're going to be real into this series. It's going to get weird.
Yeah. And we're going to start like defending the movie like, no, but real talk, that wasn't such a bad movie. And we're going to start saying stuff like that. That's just blatantly untrue.
No, but I mean, did you listen to the soundtrack? And did you see the lighting? I mean, look at this scene. It's glorious. It's really well done.
Yep.
Fuck, and now they're playing a Doors song?
Yep. Soundtrack of the licensed soundtrack of the year. This movie's gonna win a fucking Oscar.
You know what they're doing here? This is for the parents.
Oh, okay. I could see that. Yeah, because they're like, we gotta choose some favorites that the parents who are just suckered into being dragged to this thing. They're like, at least, I know that song.
Then, yeah. And then they're gonna, pander to the parents a little bit. And that way the parents won't be like, yeah, it was fucking terrible.
Now, would you give this movie a pass in that it could turn younger generations on to music of the past that was very good music?
I was just thinking that, but I didn't want to say it out loud.
This is it. This is how it starts. This is
how it starts. We're becoming Minion apologists.
Fuck. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of it.
Well, what about you? Do you like that it might turn people on to the Stones and the Doors?
Yeah, but I mean, I like that prospect, but I don't think it would happen. I don't think some like snot-nosed shithead kid is gonna grow up to be a Doors fan because I remember that from the my favorite movie of my youth.
Yeah.
I wonder who sung that.
You have to wonder if the people growing up. You know what though? That's the sad thing. Like for us, like for me, Ren and Stimpy, revisiting that was like, oh my god, like that stuff was great, and it was still great. But I wonder, like in 20, 30 years from now, there's gonna be kids that grew up with this movie, and they're gonna be like, they just don't make movies like they used to, you know, and look back at like the Minions, like the golden age.
Yeah, but I can think of a ton of movies similar to this in reputability, respectability, I guess, that I go back and think that, no, I have no desire to ever watch again. Like, Dunstan Checks In. I fucking loved it as a kid. But I'm sure if I watched it now, I'd be like, yeah, that's a piece of shit movie.
I used to watch that on HBO.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Dunstan Checks In is a movie about a monkey that checks into a hotel. That's it.
Yep. That's pretty much it.
And there's wacky adventures.
Like, I think this falls in that camp where it's like kids are going to love it, but it's not one that they're going to look back. Like, I think the one things that they're going to look back on with happiness is going to be things like Adventure Time, you know?
Sure. Yeah. And other animated movies like DreamWorks and Pixar stuff that...
Yeah. What is your favorite, like, Pixar DreamWorks movie?
I don't know.
Movie of this style.
See, I just looked up the Metacritic score for this movie, by the way, on just a side note. It's at a 56%, dude.
That's pretty bad.
That's shockingly... No, but that's a lot higher than I thought it would be.
Well, you'd think that's bad. Look up the Metacritic for Sausage Party. Apparently, it's actually pretty good. Sausage Party. At least last I looked it up. Critic.
66%.
Way higher than I thought it would
I
be.
can no longer trust Metacritic.
Nope.
My favorite DreamWorks or Pixar movie. Can you give me a few examples?
Sure. I'll tell you a few of my favorites. I really like WALL-E.
Right. I like that one.
Just because I don't know, the lore, man. It's so good.
It was good lore. Good lore.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm always going to be a sucker for sci-fi type things. I liked Up. I thought Up was very touching.
Have not seen Up. Get ready for people in my chat to be like, Vinny, what's wrong with you? Go watch Up immediately.
It's pretty good.
You will cry. You will cry.
You'll cream. What else? Toy Story, of course, classic. Which.
Oh yeah.
And that's one again where I watched it as a kid, and I think that's the main reason I love it. If it were to suddenly come out now and I had no memory of it, would I care?
Maybe not.
In this episode of Two on the Vine, Minions gives Vinny and KY an existential crisis.
I've been having some of those issues since we started the movie. So since it started with a good song, I was like mixed already. That's Sandra Bullock, by the way.
Yeah, I figured. As likely the only female character that matters in this world, apparently.
Looks like it.
It would have to be the main actress.
I'm not really sure what Sandy's doing. You know,
actually, I think she plays the left. I think she plays Kevin.
She plays left nut. Okay.
Yep. See,
so
and
from what I...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
I was going to say, one of the things I actually do like about the theme of this movie is the villain side of things. Like, I really liked, that's another one I really liked was The Incredibles. Like,
okay,
just that
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like The Incredibles.
That animation, though, on that blubber.
Oh, that blub.
That's fucking Soda Popinski from Punch-Out, and you can't tell me otherwise. But you actually raised a good point about this movie. You just said that you liked the villain theme.
Yeah. But that's it.
It's happening, KY. We're gonna be defending this movie.
That's the only thing. I'm getting physically ill from making these statements.
A leprechaun was just brutally murdered.
Yep. Oh, what's that fat one doing?
That ass right there.
Yep.
Do you know what that means? PG-13.
What'd you think of the movie Gravity?
I've never seen it.
It's okay.
I believe, and I like space movies, and I had very little interest in seeing that one. It just seemed like, Hollywood schlock.
Yeah. I thought it was decent. I think what bugged me most about it was how not fucking chill the astronauts were. Mainly Sandra Bullock's astronaut. Whenever anything went wrong, she would just lose her shit and freak the fuck out. If you contrast that with, like, The Martian, where he might freak out for, like, a millisecond, but then he would get working on whatever problem it was and try to fix it. Like, that's how an astronaut should be. That's what bugged me about Gravity, was just the drama of it.
Like, how would they get the job if they couldn't handle themselves a little bit, you know?
Right. Even in the face of death, I'm sure an astronaut would still play it cool, you know? Just because it's what they have to do, and it's the only way to maximize their chance of survival. What is that shape supposed to be? I'm trying to figure out the symbolism here.
By the way, brief correction. It turns out Michael Keaton, Sandy Bullock, and John Hamm voiced characters other than Minions. I think Minions are just like... I'm pretty sure it's just slave labor that ended up voicing the Minions, but I'm not entirely sure.
They took custody of real Minions and recorded these sounds and underpaid them and mistreated them.
Minions are real?
Yeah, of course.
Would you bang a...
No. The stupid fucking face on that Yeti in the upper right. I love it. That shit-eating grin. It's the sound I hear in my head.
Yeah. Wasn't there a Yeti in Earthbound? Or was there a Yeti footprint?
It was the giant's print. It was the first.
Yeah, the foot.
Yeah. Oh, what'd you think of Earthbound? By the way, I never asked. Did I ask?
Garbage.
Yeah, it's a pretty terrible game.
I loved it.
Okay.
Me too. I thought it was one of the best RPGs I've played that I didn't grow up with.
Now, next time you're in the mood for another RPG, because I know you like to space them out. Yeah, Mother 3.
Mother 3.
You have to. It's great. And the big debate is which is the better game. I kind of flip-flop, but most of the time I like Mother 3 a little bit more.
I've heard. Yeah, I've heard. I'm looking forward to it. It's probably going to happen. As I told my chat, like, I was like, guys, if you want me to stream this game, don't bother me about it. Just let it happen. It'll happen if you just give me my space and don't, like, ram it down my throat like this guy's going to ram his nose down. It's Ringo, except his name is Mingo.
I'm sure you've already had tons of people ask you to play Lisa as well since Earthbound, I'm guessing.
You bet.
Yeah. Also good. Someday, I recommend it.
Maybe. I've had a lot of emails about that one. We'll see. I mean, there's definitely a list of good things that I want to be that I want to check out, but it's also I want to do Mario RPG next, and I haven't played that game in a number of years. I've never streamed it either, so I'm very much looking forward to that one.
Cool. I actually played it for the first time within the last year or two.
And what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought it was easy. I think that was my only main thing was how easy it was. But otherwise, I enjoyed it a lot. What was that?
Did you fight Cullix?
Yeah, I did. I had a viewer chew me out because I was using, I don't know, some equipment. It's one of those things that as a streamer, you just can't win. Because basically the chat was freaking out until I got this lazy shell item or whatever it was.
Yeah, the lazy shell.
Yeah, just freaking out. And I was like, maybe I'll get it. Okay, sure, I'll get it. I get it. I use it. Then I have a viewer freak out on me because I was using it. I was like, no, you can't do that to me. But he was like, well, you can't fight Kulaks with that, and you didn't do it the real way.
They can and they will, and that's why you just have to do whatever you're gonna do anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, I fought Kulaks, and I won, and it was relatively not too hard, but I guess I didn't do it legit. But whatever.
I wouldn't do it legit. Whatever legit is to that one person. I mean,
Yeah.
then again, I could also, if I'm going through Mario 1 and I take any damage, someone's going to be like, you didn't do it the right way.
That animation there is my favorite part of the movie. Did you see that? When he was shaking him?
Yeah, I like that.
They're still talking about fucking bananas. That's like the recurring joke of the movie is bananas.
It's a good enough joke to get them 55% on Metacritic, though, KY.
Oh, shit. Oh, it wasn't dead. I was hoping it was dead, and then they decided they had to feast on it because it was the only way to survive. That would have been a nice dark turn.
I would have liked to see the blood stain the white snow
Yep.
red. A cacophony of yellow body parts and red guts and skull.
Oh, where are they going now? Ho. And another thing I like, which I hate to say, is the 60s aesthetic. It's not something you see too often anymore.
Yeah, it's done well. I mean, the animation, the CG looks nice.
Oh, I just noticed he had a robot hand. I did not notice that earlier.
He's basically a beetle.
He say, so you're here or queer? 'Cause that's what I heard, but I don't know
That's
what
what he
actually
said. No, you're right. He did say that, but it is the 60s.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It would just said, never mind.
Man, the 60s was like 60 years ago. Almost.
Just about.
Man.
Whoa.
And yet it still looks so groovy and cool.
Yep. Let's go back to the 60s. I think that this style, this psychedelic style, is going to make a comeback at some point.
I mean, Tame Impala is getting everything started. They're getting everyone ready for it.
Kinda.
It's just if people start wearing tie-dye again, then we're going to have problems.
Yeah, that was the worst part of psychedelic aesthetic.
Aesthetics, yes. The worst part of the 60s might have been people getting trampled at concerts. And it may also have been just dirty, filthy people running around like it's fine, man. It's free love, man. It's like, well, no, you could shower and have free love.
Yeah, it's true. And that time the Minions took over New York City, that was terrible.
Probably in the top 5 worst moments of the 60s.
Of human history.
Of the
how
60s
wacky
of
he was?
human history.
That was so wacky.
It's just crazy. This is the David Bowie minion. I'm so sorry I even said that.
No, I've been thinking it the whole time. I didn't want to disgrace the name.
Leave it to the big Bowie fan to disgrace the name. I'm so sorry, everyone. Well, you're a big Bowie fan, too. I don't know.
Yeah. My girlfriend the other day had a tea called the Moon Age Daydream. I was like, yeah, it's a great name for a tea. I have no idea how
really
its
good.
ingredients. Yeah, no, it's a great name for pretty much anything. Like, man, Bowie was such a genius, even just in his song titles.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I just had a revelation. There's probably going to be some Bowie in the soundtrack somewhere.
I'm an alligator. I'm a mama papa coming for you. I'm your space invader. And just as that happens,
I'll be a rock and roll bitch for you.
I said space invader and a fucking alien dropped down. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, this movie doesn't have nearly enough slaughter. Like, just cold-blooded slaughter.
Can't spell slaughter without laughter. I know that's an old meme, but
Or slaw.
right.
We're gonna get that crown. You want to read a couple listeners' mails?
Yeah, sure. We can do it. We can answer some quick questions.
I need a break. Let's see. Corbin asks, do you guys have any recommendations for chill electronic music? Do you have any, Vinny?
I don't know enough to give like a full album recommendation. I'm sorry.
Okay. I like Joy Electric. It's good electronic music. It's, I don't know if I would call it chill, but the album The Age of Odds by Sufjan Stevens is one of the best electronic albums I've ever heard. It's kind of a mix between electronic and indie rock. Disaster Piece is very good for electronic. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not super huge into electronic. Those are just the ones that pop into my mind.
I think there was also, I had what was the Midnight City? What was that? Is that like M80 or something?
Oh yeah, M80. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think was it M80? I'm pretty sure I had them that I really enjoyed. M83. Wow. Hurry Up, We're Dreaming. Yep. There's some decent stuff on there that I liked. So.
Oh, and Gorillaz, of course, is electronic enough. Again, kind of a mix between rock and electronic, just high production
and hip hop
stuff. Yeah. 10 more days, Vinny.
Actually, this Friday I'm going to see. I won tickets to go to a spirit house that they dressed up in Brooklyn.
Oh fuck!
And they're going to play some Gorillaz music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Are there now naked guards?
Yep.
They're dancing. Okay, this is painful.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. That's some good hair physics, though. That's really good hair graphics.
Someone spent literal weeks on just that hair.
Worth it for a sight gag.
For the stripping, dancing, ass-slapping guard scene. That could have been their entire job with how many people are in the studio. Like, that could have been their assignment for the movie.
Oh, man. Oh, I'd like to let you all know, speaking of Gorillaz, we have a special guest for the podcast. Damon Albarn will be with us in just a second. I'm going to get him. Hang on 1 second.
There he is.
Hello? It's Damon. I'm here to answer your questions.
Oh, shit. Hey, Damon.
What's up, mate? It's me, Rhinestone Eyes.
It's you, Rhinestone Eyes. That's your name. Well, Damon, what do you think of Minions?
Their love like factories. Far away.
Although I haven't seen any gargoyles.
I think Minions are totally cool, man. Wait a minute, I'm not from the 60s. Never mind. Good chatting with you, mate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Damon. We appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Windmill.
Oh, wow, he's gone. That's a shame I didn't get a chance to talk to him. I was taking a pee.
Yeah, he smelled you coming.
Yeah. That's a new Gorillaz song. He smelled you coming.
Smelled you coming.
Okay, so let's recap what's happening. They're breaking in to steal the crown jewels to give to the evil Sandra Bullock villain lady, and they're dancing. There's the queen, and that's all I got. So that they're still trying to steal it. They haven't stolen it yet.
They're working on it. Oh.
The Kinks. I love the Kinks.
Yep.
God damn it.
Yeah, the Kinks.
This is just a musical hit list. That's what
Yep.
this movie is.
At least they haven't reappropriated any of the songs with like clever Minions lyrics instead.
Oh
you know?
no. Or Minions singing them.
Bonanza, you really got me going.
I don't know what it's going to the casino night. Damn it.
I don't even remember them going to England. I thought this was in New York.
Yeah, it was a weird transition. It went straight from New York to London, from what I understand. Or we probably we're probably talking about something else.
Probably.
Whatever. It's still bad, and I don't care what anyone says. It is a weird choice, though. The '60s, like, kind of British invasion stuff that's happening, and London and hippies. It's just a weird choice to set the movie. I really do think it is for the parents, but
Yeah.
at this point, it's grandparents. I would say.
It's both thematically appropriate and for the parents. But then again, it's
guess
not like
so,
they would
yeah.
just choose unknown songs, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
This next viewer's mail is related. This was from David. He says there's a question for KY. Last episode, you say your favorite album is Fragile by Yes. How do you feel about 80s Yes, like 90125 and Big Generator? I think they're pretty terrible. I think that for being one of my favorite bands, pretty much everything after Tales from Topographic Oceans is something that I've listened to maybe 2 or 3 times total for each album past that one, and I just don't care for any of them. How do you reconcile that Roundabout as a meme? That's fine. You know, it's got the coolest bass line in all of music, so. And fun fact, Rick Wakeman played piano for Bowie on Hunky Dory and
True.
on It Ain't Easy, on The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and The Spiders from Mars.
Easy.
Yeah, Rick Wakeman is probably my favorite keyboardist of all time. Crazy good.
Mine's Rick Wright from the Floyd, but I like Rick Wakeman quite a bit. Did you not like Owner of a Lonely Heart?
No, I hate
It's
it.
much better than the owner of a Hungry Heart.
of a broken heart.
Yes.
Oh my god. One more. Wait, what song is? Oh no.
Yeah, the Box Tops. Do you know? Okay, the dude who's doing the vocals for this song is 15.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
That
this
I
is the
didn't
Box Tops. Okay, it's one of my favorite bands is Big Star, and the dude who is in Big Star, like who did all the stuff for that band, Alex Chilton. He did this song when he was 15. That voice, you would think it's from like a Vietnam vet because the song's about Vietnam. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's just a 15-year-old kid, or he might have been 16. So, but it's crazy.
He was at least smoking, I'm sure.
At least
To get a voice
yeah,
like that.
having a little puff.
Yep.
And that's true. I know it sounds a little unbelievable, especially when you listen to the voice, but it's absolutely true.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Thank you for that factoid. And they're just
welcome.
wearing the fucking crown and no one cares? No one noticed? I missed something again. Just missing all the vitals.
Right, so one of them pulled the sword out of the stone, and
Oh.
he became the chosen one. He's now Link.
This is how politics actually worked in the 60s.
Whoever could pull the sword out.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh no.
He has a shirt that says Bob Forever with a little minion dick on it.
Bananas are now just minion dicks from now until forever.
The one-eyed yellow phallus. Oh, and I got flag too. Is this thing on? Boobs.
I think he said his name. What did he say?
King Bob.
Oh, King Bob. Captivating. They don't know what he says, but they love him.
Yep. He is the
So
crown.
that last mail.
I'm glad that the symbol of the minion eye didn't catch on as a meme.
And the who?
Yep.
There had to be. I mean, at this point, they're just going for the obvious picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. Well, Bowie probably wouldn't be on the soundtrack because this is '68. That was before he really had. I don't know
That's
if they're
true.
going for
Late
specific.
60s, yeah. That's true. There's hope
So-
yet.
So yeah, oh my god,
Oh my god. You could actually oh no.
that was really like someone is gonna get their rocks off to
Yeah.
that, dude.
Yeah, that was very risque. Oh, he's gonna have the sexiest metal orgy.
He likes sex
Rusted
and
metal.
sexy things. Yeah, that takes care of that. So about that last mail you had,
Yeah.
or you had more than one, or
I've got a few mails. I've just been trickling them out when I need a break.
Gotcha.
This next one is from Ulki. He says, "Hey there, Vine minions. How'd you know? There are some books what are some books or stories that you think have influenced or affected you in your lives? Thank you for the great podcast as usual." Do you want to go first?
Lord of the Rings when I was younger.
Sure.
Do androids dream of electric sheep?
There's one of mine.
Jeez. I know there's plenty more, but I can't think of them at the moment.
I mean, my big one, and for those who watch my streams a bunch probably already know, but pretty much anything Kurt Vonnegut. The Sirens of Titan is a fucking incredible book. Slaughterhouse-5. Of course, Live by Foma comes from Cat's Cradle. I would really recommend his, I think I've done this on the podcast before, but his short stories, Welcome to the Monkey House. Skip the first 2 stories, and then the rest are golden. The first 2 are just kind of dull for some reason. But very good stuff. Pretty much anything Kurt Vonnegut is the biggest influence. But I grew up reading, like, The Hobbit. I never finished
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
I did, but it took a while. It was not easy at times.
Yeah.
Also, on a Hitchhiker's Guide to the
okay.
Galaxy,
Yeah.
and some Chuck Palahniuk books too. I've read like 3 or 4 of his books. I like them.
Yeah, me too. For Philip K. Dick, what was I going to say?
A lot of his
I don't
short
remember.
stories are good.
Yeah. It's funny when you see a movie with a certain kind of, like, plot, like, the thing about existentialism and identity, you kind of just know it when it's a Philip K. Dick adaptation.
Yeah,
very
his
distinct.
his footprint is on a lot of sci-fi, but specifically when it's him.
Right. Oh my god.
What song is this now? The Putatita?
Putatita.
I wonder if there's people that are actually listening to this as a podcast without watching the movie, and they're just trying to like picture what we're watching, what we're subjecting ourselves to. If so, I'll describe that the minions are being led into a dungeon, and now they're in a torture device room, and there's a guillotine, and they just got done singing a very bad song that had no words, just putatita.
Putatita. Yeah. Have you ever seen
That.
the movie, or not the movie, the, Wizard People, Dear Reader? Have you seen that?
No.
It's basically, well, you know who Brad Neely is, right?
Yeah. Lay
He
it
did
on
like
the line.
the George, yeah, where,
two
where we
on the
got
vine.
our 2, yeah, where we got our intro song for the first 2 or 3 episodes before I figured I probably shouldn't monetize that because that's probably illegal. He did a viewing of Harry Potter, the first Harry Potter movie, but with an overdub, like where he would just narrate what was happening as if it were an audiobook. And it's really fucking good. Like, I'll have to send it to you because it's
Okay.
it's genius. And I think for a while he actually like toured it too. Like he would go to movie theaters, they would play the movie, and he would just live narrate.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'd watch that.
It's good. Although there's two versions. Like there's the first rough one, and then he did a re-recording of it. And it's really tough to tell which one you're getting. So I'll have to try to find the right one and make sure that you get that one.
Here, so let me describe this then in a similar style. There's a dude trying to kill the minions, but it turns out you cannot kill that which has no soul.
Yeah, good.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's good. It was like a spitting image sound. Spitting sound. Brad Neely.
It's another new Gorillaz song, Spitting Sound.
Spitting sound, yeah. What?
Whoa, plot twist. Jeez, the lore in this movie.
Yep. Well, we're more than halfway done. That's the good news. I really like that this movie is more than halfway over.
I forgot for a minute that we actually were live, and I was just like lost in a thought about what it would be like to combine a sausage and a turkey burger into the ultimate food.
I think they call it a turkey sausage, don't they?
What?
Or I guess you could like take it while it's in sausage and make a patty out of the sausage. So it's like,
Jeez.
yeah. I can't tell like what's computer generated and what's just like a fabric that they imported into the movie.
Wait, what do you mean imported?
Oh, you know, their miniature Minions verse. They can import materials into it. I don't know what I meant, okay? This movie is just completely mind-numbing. Like, I can feel like, I'm not very charismatic to start, but I can feel my words just turning to mush as I try to talk while I watch this at the same time.
Well, I think you're pretty charismatic, but hey, you know, when you're watching Minions or oh man, dude, you want to hear? I got called a charisma vacuum. I was doing the Angry Video Game Nerd. Well, I was James and Mike Mondays, which was awesome. I loved doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little tired that day, but you know, me being a part of something that people have established, you know, like they're James and Mike,
Right.
and don't add another person. Don't be stupid. So I mean, I could have been David fucking Bowie, and I think people would have had a problem. That said, you know, I'm not that amazing. I'm pretty sure I wasn't all that on to begin with, but I got someone in the comments wrote, "Who's this fucking charisma vacuum?" or something like that, and I was like, "That is such a good one."
That's
and
such
like,
a good insult, man.
It's a good one. It's a well thought out insult. I'm actually like, I've been using it lately. It's really, really good. This movie is a charisma vacuum. Like this
It
movie
takes away your ability
yes.
to form sentences. Yeah.
Oh shit, Beatles. There they are.
Yep. At least they kept it brief and subtle.
Love Me Do's harmonica.
Yeah.
But only the first few seconds of it, because that's the part they could get away with without getting
Right.
the rights.
Less than 7 seconds. So charisma vacuum, that's really good. I think it's funny because I'll be watching like Rick and Morty or something, and I'll hear an insult that Rick will say. I'm like, oh, that was so good, I need to start saying that. And then by the time the episode's done, it's fucking gone. I don't remember what it was. Like there's one where he was like, oh, I gotta go take a Morty because that's what you call a shit in this universe or something like that.
It's you, Morty. Yeah.
It just, that one hit me. I was like, yeah, I gotta start using that, but now I don't remember it.
I liked Morty when he told Summer, "Take all your shit, pack it up, just get it together. And like for the next minute of airtime, it was just him telling her to get her shit together and how to do it.
Yeah.
So
I rewatched like the entire first season, half the second over the last week or so, just for kicks.
me too, actually. Me too. Since season 3, first episode, I was like, hey, you know what? Let me go check this stuff out, and it's still good. I mean, there's moments that are just like wacky. Like I've skipped the Swifty episode because I just think that's drivel, but it's funny drivel. But then there's some really thought-provoking episodes and really well-written ones, and like those are the ones I'm revisiting because I just they're great.
No, I agree with you 100%. Like the Swifty episode, like the show me what you got, like totally sticks in your mind, and you're like, man, that's so funny. But then you go back and watch, and there's just not a lot of clever humor in that. Like it's funny, but it's not like really well thought out funny. Like it's not like the opener of season 2 with the multiple dimensions. Like that was really clever.
I thought that was a clever episode. Maybe not the funniest episode, but definitely clever. I thought the Mr. Meeseeks one obviously is both.
Right.
And I also think that the Poopy Butthole episode is also both clever and hysterical. And it's just, that's what, it does that really well. Like the season 3 opener was just so good at getting that story going again. And it was really funny, really thought-provoking. Not even thought-provoking. That particular episode had a few mindfuck moments, but light. It was just really good storytelling in 22 minutes.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And Rick and Morty VR comes out in 2 days from this recording. Might already be out by the time you're listening to this. I don't know.
That's right. 4/20.
4/20.
What an amazing choice of release date.
Yeah, because they could have done it on a Tuesday like every other big fucking release, and they're like, nope, 4/20 is right there. We're doing it.
Justin Roiland probably had something to do with this.
I don't know.
I think you could probably find out really easily.
No comment. Oh, and then she died.
That's the end of the movie. All right,
Credits
everyone,
roll.
we
All
can
right,
stop. Yay, she's dead. The minions bricked in each other's mouths forever. Amen. Bricking in someone's mouth is one of my favorite expressions. I don't know where it came from or where I first heard it, but like I don't know how the vernacular bricking came about, but I love it.
Well, I can look it up.
Bricking into mouth. That's what I'm typing.
Bricking into mouth etymology.
Wait a minute. I think it was from it's jizzing in someone's mouth? Oh no. I thought it was pooping.
What is that from?
That's from fucking Clerks 2, I think. When they were talking about the hobbits.
Oh, yeah. And then Elias
I want to see
pukes.
fucking Sam brick into Frodo's mouth. And then he throws up.
Man. Sometimes Kevin Smith is just totally, absolutely on point, and that's one of those moments.
It doesn't happen often anymore, but have you seen Tusk?
Yeah, and I understand why that was a bad movie, but I still enjoyed it.
I haven't seen it. You think I should see it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's not a good movie. That's the thing, and I'm fine with that. And it could be because I listened to the podcast, so I know its origin story. Because
I know
that
it
entire
too, yeah.
trilogy, it came from those episodes. So I understand they were just like, let's make this stupid fucking movie that we just spouted off. And they did it, and that's cool. So I don't know if it's just that, but I still enjoyed it, even if it's a bad movie.
Yeah, I like Kevin Smith. I like listening to him. I don't always like his artistic output, but I think he's genuine in his attempts. It's just he misses the mark sometimes.
Yeah. But Clerks and Clerks 2 are excellent. Dogma, of course. I think Dogma is always going to be considered the best.
That's my favorite of his movies.
Yeah. It's so good that I forget that he makes them, which sounds like the worst insult, but it's true. Like, it doesn't, in my mind, it doesn't seem like a Kevin Smith movie. It's just extremely cohesive, extremely relevant. You know, I don't know. There's just something about it. It's just special.
I guess also because, you know, for me, like, I grew up with a Catholic kind of upbringing in like school, and it's just a great way to kind of revisit that in an absurd way, and also to kind of, it was almost cathartic to some extent to watch that movie and be like, oh, you know, this is here's the hypocrisy, here's this. I was like, okay, that's good, and it's just plain funny, and Chris Rock is amazing. So
yeah, I wonder what Chris Rock's doing these days.
I saw him in November opening for Eric Andre and Hannibal Buress, totally unplanned and unscripted at the Comedy Cellar.
Wow, that's awesome.
Or no, Caroline's. He was like, awesome. "Yo, motherfucker!" He was talking. He was just cursing everyone for like 5 minutes. He was just cursing everyone. He talked politics. It got a little incendiary. Then Hannibal Buress went on, and he was like grabbing the wall because I think he might have had some drink. I'm gonna leave it at that. But he was like doing his comedy while it seemed like if he wasn't holding on to the wall, he would have fallen into space.
Gotcha. He would have became like, parallel.
He needed to become parallel.
I must become parallel.
That is still an amazing story.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did I tell you about my other salvia guy? My other one with the sneezing?
No.
Actually, there's two. I guess I could share these salvia stories because fuck this movie. I had two other, basically I had a roommate and a couple of his friends, and they all did salvia and videotaped it. So my roommate, Bill, he did salvia and he sneezed. Then he spent about 5 to 10 minutes just sniffing, just going.
Okay.
Just like literally 10 minutes straight. And then afterwards we're like, Bill, what the fuck happened? You were just standing there sniffing. He was like, well, what happened was I sneezed, and then all of the snot molecules in the air were all parallel, like not parallel, but just different universes floating around. And he says he went into each one and visited them for like years at a time. Like he would stay a couple years in one universe and jump to another. It'd be like just like a totally different place with different people and culture. And he did that for like hundreds of different universes. And that was that.
Holy shit.
I'm like, that's intense. And that's what almost scares me about salvia, is it does only last 10 minutes, but the fact that it makes you feel like you've been somewhere for an extremely long time, that kind of scares me a little.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to live an entire lifetime on another planet and then, you know, multiple lifetimes and then come back, because then what would the point, why would I want to come back? At that point, I'm already, you know what I mean? Like, am I going to be completely different?
Yeah, I don't know.
DMT has a similar effect, apparently. DMT will send you into fucking machine elf territory for, you know, a while, and then it'll only be 5 minutes, and you'll have experienced a fucking like magical thing, and you'll have learned knowledge. Like, there was some story, there's some YouTube channel where I think someone did salvia or DMT, and then they ended up like talking about how different they felt. And I read some other story where a dude became a monk. He was like, I just don't see the point to everything. He quit his job. I mean, you know, it's the internet. Someone could have lied, but he quit his job. Sure. And he took all his money, used it to go to like some place in the Far East where he could be a monk for a number of years. So it totally altered the entire course of his life.
Wow.
Just like this movie has altered our course.
Yeah. I remember this old Fat Man on Batman with Grant Morrison talking about...
he's interesting.
Yeah. Same thing, where talking about how psychedelic drug experiences completely, absolutely like opened up something in his mind and just changed things forever. One more salvia story. This was actually from the same evening. My friend Mark, or I guess acquaintance Mark, he did salvia, and was just giggling. Just basically standing there and giggling for like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. We asked him what happened after, and he said that there was like a little, he said it wasn't even that trippy. Like everything seemed normal and proceeded at normal time and normal speed, but a little construction crew, like maybe just like a foot tall, just a tiny little construction crew with a crane and several people manning different trucks and stuff, just kind of pulled up next to him and started to disassemble him cube by cube, and then reassemble him 5 feet to his side. And that was the entire trip. Like it wasn't intense. It was just extremely realistic. Like he just stood there. This little crew showed up, deconstructed and reconstructed him, and that was the whole thing. I'm like, oh my god! Like it made me kind of want to try it, but I was too much of a wuss, so I didn't.
I think I don't know if maybe at some point in my life I'd be ready for an experience like that. You know, but I don't know. How do you plan for a construction crew taking you apart bit by bit?
Oh, look at that rubber.
It's just, it's just not something. That was a good texture. That was a good texture. For anyone that doesn't have the movie going, we're still looking at it at the very least. And I can tell you there's a giant Godzilla-sized minion, and a bunch of, like, smaller minions have just shown up, and the evil lady is a rocket. Think about that.
Yeah, her dress is a literal rocket.
So you're not missing out on too much, though, okay? And now she's going through buildings.
All the collateral damage. How many lives lost in that scene?
And Graham Chapman sips his tea.
That couldn't have been it, right? Oh god, someone's gonna get the rocks off to this scene.
Yeah, because it's like, what's the fetish? Where, like, you get small?
Vor. Or vor.
Vor. Yeah, that just happened.
Wonder what the etymology is of that word. Like, it makes me think of devour. Vor. Vor.
You might be onto something. Vor says combining form.
Oh.
Vorus.
Like becoming
so names
one.
of members of groups corresponding to adjectives ending in vorus, such as detrivorous. Desire to consume. What the fuck am I looking this up?
Because you're literally watching the Minions movie.
Anything's better than Minion movie at this moment.
I can't get over how good those gloves look, though. Has that, like, perfect baseball mitt looking worn leather.
Even in shitty movies, we've got some amazing things to look at these days.
Yep.
It's like the end of Batman 3. You know, I'm trying to wonder, what would you say now that we've watched most of this movie? What's the target age group for this movie? Like literal toddlers, or we're talking like 5 to 10, 5 to 7?
That's a good question, because it's a bit too wacky for, you know, a preteen or like a late single digit, you know, thing. But at the same time, a lot of the humor is like, I don't know. I would say maybe 5-year-olds max. And then anyone younger than that, they're just laughing at the wackiness.
Yeah, I would say 5 seems about right. I would say 5 to 7.
Why?
Is the target. You know, maybe there's other people, maybe there's other age groups that get a kick out of it. But I would say, yeah, babies. Not babies,
Why is he
but
small?
like, because he blew up. I think he just
Okay.
blew up.
Babies.
I think we were supposed to laugh there, KY. Yeah, that was convincing.
Thanks. Wish I would go back to New York. It's cooler. I could relate more to it.
Yeah. I was hoping they would like stop the ferry from blowing up. You know.
Also, it could be my imagination, but is it just me or is the one-eyed one had like almost nothing in this movie? Like he's there with the main trio, but I feel like most of the dialogue, if you could call it that, and the jokes are with like the dual-eyed one and then the one with two different colored eyes. I don't know, the single eye didn't pop out to me.
I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't paying too much attention, but I also did not see enough one eye.
What's he doing with his hand? And that look on his face.
I have a sad realization that I've just arrived at.
What?
The Minion sequel will be set in the 70s. Oh, no. The one after that will be the 80s. The one after that will be the 90s. The one after that will be contemporary. The one after that will be the future. The one after that will go back to dinosaurs. The one after that will be World War II.
Now, serious question. How many movies, let's take a bet, how many Minions movies do you think they'll actually make?
There's one in development now or no?
Yes, there is a Minions 2 currently in development.
I say we get to 4. I say we get to 3 before they're out of theaters. And then the 4th one will be straight to DVD or, Blu-ray. And then probably maybe one more after that. And maybe then people that grew up with this will have died.
Also, that melody, I couldn't put my finger on it, but it sounded familiar until he started shredding.
It's Van Halen. But this is the 60s. Wait a minute. Some stereo panning happening.
Yeah.
CG Queen Elizabeth.
She was in there earlier, I think.
Yeah, she was. I wonder if they got the right. I was going to say she's a fox, but I wonder if they got the rights to her.
I don't know if you can get rights to a person. I guess you can get rights to an image that a person uses. How much can I buy your rights for, Vinny?
At this point, probably about $3.
So I can get your rights for $3?
$3.
Use your image and use you in my media.
Yeah, dude. In your media.
My media. It's not so bad.
By the way, the voice of the Queen in this movie is Jennifer Saunders, who was in Absolutely Fabulous. It's like an old, pretty popular show, like sitcom in England. Ab Fab. They used to air reruns of it on Comedy Central.
That's cool.
So, yeah, just a little piece of trivia. Got to keep myself interested. Steve
Another
Carell's
nice
in the movie.
factoid. Well, yeah, because Steve Carell is he plays the guru guy.
Yeah.
Who hasn't popped up yet, I don't think. It's gonna end with him, I'm sure.
I'm sure we both missed him somehow, but maybe not. Let's see.
No, it's gonna end with the Minions being like, yeah, this is probably it right here. Being like, oh shit, I know this guy.
Oh God, you're right. You fucking called it.
Yep.
That is Steve Carell.
Yep.
They even made him look like Steve Carell a tiny bit.
They did. That's a good point. Do you have a favorite role of Steve Carell's or a favorite movie he was in?
Brick in the mouth.
I really like.
I guess.
Sorry, go ahead.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Yep, that's the one I was gonna bring up.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
He hasn't had a terribly successful career since then. Like, I mean, he's had some good stuff. He's been popular, but there hasn't been like another high point like Little Miss Sunshine, as far as I've been aware.
Right. And I guess The Office.
Of course, yeah, and even Anchorman was, I mean.
Oh yeah.
Evan Almighty, God knows, was not the hit that people were hoping it would be.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's a movie I have another soft spot for, just from liking it as like a young teen. It was Bruce Almighty. Then again, I just loved Jim Carrey growing up, so.
Bruce Almighty was actually pretty good. I liked
Yeah.
that movie a lot. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
Wait, Steve Carell was in
that's over.
Despicable Me?
Yeah. Yeah, he played the
Now,
Gru
now
guy.
we got the Beatles.
There it is.
I took a ride, I didn't know. Do you know this
Yeah.
song is about weed?
Actually, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Did not.
McCartney had just found marijuana in his life, and this is from the Revolver album, and he decided to write a song about how he wanted weed. So, you know, he wants it every single day of his life. So, got
Yep.
to get you into my life.
I think
I'm not
one of my
making that up.
favorite. No, I don't think you're making it up either. I think one of my favorite dual meanings in a song is a song called "Growing on Me" by The Darkness. Have you heard that song?
I do know it, but what's it about?
It's the obvious side is that it's kind of a love song, but the dual meaning or the hidden meaning is that it's about genital warts or genital herpes. Because let me read some of these lyrics to you while we watch these awful credits. I can't get rid of you. I don't know what to do. I don't even know who is growing on who. Because everywhere I go, you're there. Can't get you out of my hair. Can't pretend that I don't care. It's not fair. I'm being punished for all my offenses. I want to touch you, but I'm afraid of the consequences. I want to banish you from whence you came, but you're part of me now. I've only got myself to blame. You're really growing on me. You're really growing on me. Any fool can see.
Yeah, that's good. That does work on two levels. I like that.
Yeah, when you really think about it, it's extremely overt. Like, it's obvious once you know.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know unless you were told.
Right. Pretty clever. Oh my god, where are these credits?
Well, there's still little minion sight gags happening at the ending here, and they're painting googly eyes on a painting, and you know they're being stupid, and it looks like Ronald McDonald. But anyway, I liked the Beatles better when they weren't giving movies like the rights to their songs.
You mean when Michael Jackson wasn't giving the rights of Beatles songs to movies?
Or his estate, I guess. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how it's working, but for a little while there, they were very protective. Zeppelin and the Beatles were notoriously protective of their music in like just movies and commercials. And then Zeppelin kind of, you know, they did the Cadillac commercial, and then the Beatles kind of, I don't know what happened or who started giving the permission to do it, but it's been popping up a lot lately. A lot of them
Yeah.
Beatles songs popping up.
And Zeppelin too. Now that you bring it up, like I feel
Zeppelin
like
too.
I feel like I
Thor.
see "Immigrant Song" fucking everywhere.
That was in the Thor trailer.
Yeah. Yep. And then whatchamacallit? Yellow Mellow or Mellow Yellow. Yeah.
This one?
I think what was the best part of this movie was clearly the soundtrack, like hands down. Even if it kind of like desecrated each song just a little bit.
I mean, it's not going to ruin the songs for me. I would joke about it, but the soundtrack was actually kind of excellent. It's got one of my favorite Stone songs, one of my favorite Beatles songs from probably my favorite Beatle album. Had Doors. You got The Who. The Turtles were in there. I mean, yeah, the soundtrack was excellent. The theme was good. The 60s theme. The visuals were pretty good at times. You know, if you took the Minions out of every scene and just let the camera focus on like the backgrounds and stuff, I probably would have enjoyed the movie a lot more.
Yeah. You should open each stream from here on out with a different song from the Minions soundtrack till you get through it all, and then let everyone know what they experienced.
What I was doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So overall, even though we didn't pay too much attention to it, I mean, we did look at it a lot.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Give it like a strong 1 to a light 2.
A strong 1.
Yep.
That's good. Fuck.
What about you?
I can't top that.
Oh, okay.
I can't top that. That's perfect.
Oh, so many people wasted time. So many hours. So many man hours worked on this. Oh.
This is the finest movie moment. The finest moment that movie's had. Us taking the piss out of it.
Yep. Well,
listen,
it was still fun, at least. I'm glad that we did this on the podcast as opposed to seeing it on like an airplane or some shit. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun to do like a commentary track. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to doing another movie, maybe one that we like, or perhaps one that is just really, really terrible. Like that was actually the thing about the Minions. The Minions suck because they're uncreative and just like the memes were so fucking stupid, and they're just these like loud, obnoxious idiots that bumble through situations. That's really all that is. The movie itself, like the vehicle for which their story, sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face. Their story was to be told. It was an acceptable movie. I mean, the setting was cool. I get it. Like there's the villains, there's the queen. They had to steal the jewels. They became the king or whatever.
Sure.
Like the vehicle to move their story along was fine, and it was actually not entirely unentertaining. I think that it was designed for people that like brought their grandkids or their children to the movie. So in that sense, I understand the 56% rating. I didn't laugh at all with the movie. It was just there. The movie was just there. And I did not get a kick out of it in any way. Like none of the sight gags. I'm 31, you know, so I didn't expect to be entertained by the sight gags of a Minion movie.
Sure.
But I will say that it wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. It was actually just fine.
It's more the cast. It's the Minions are like some of the worst designs, like the worst character designs in an extremely long time. They're just insufferable. But you're right. Like as a movie, it's very straightforward, very typical, no curveballs, pretty much exactly what you would expect. Even in trying to compare it critically to other movies of this genre, like the computer generated graphics, cartoony type movies, like it was still just unremarkable. It wasn't horrible, but it would just like, this would make it close to somewhere middle to the bottom of the list, you know?
I think you're right.
They're just kind of boring. Like I have a feeling if I was a huge fan of these movies, even still, I wouldn't have cared for it. It would have just been like, okay, this movie existed.
Yeah, it's just not very funny or interesting, and it just exists. And the like I said, the charisma black hole that is the movie and the Minions. the Minions, I think Ricky Gervais called clowns comedy black holes. That even if they're in the room, they will suck the comedy out of a room. I feel like Minions are that for movies, but I think there's a very specific type of like a kid that likes them.
Yeah.
Just random craziness. They're so crazy. They're crazy. They did make crazy noises. And I get it. Maybe that's why they're popular. I don't know. Maybe when I was younger, I liked crazy, but in the form of Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy was just demented and subversive.
Do you realize what song they're playing?
I stopped the ending.
Oh, you stopped?
It. Yeah.
You're missing the worst, the absolute worst rendition of Revolution by the Beatles.
No.
I'm not even
Are
kidding.
Minions singing it?
Yes. There's one with a triangle, one with electric guitar, and like all the different characters from the movie popping in and out at random, being wacky. And like he's singing nonsense lyrics like do ba ya ba da ba ya ba dee ya do ba ba da ya ba ba da ba do.
That sounds
it's
very
terrible.
bad.
I didn't realize you'd stopped it. Otherwise, I would have stopped it too. But
but the truth is, my version of the film did not have any further. It kind of just ended.
What was cut out.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
my version, for those that well, you wouldn't know, but mine was 7 minutes shorter than KY's version, and we were worried we had like a different cut of the movie. It just turns out that my version of the film did not have the terrible Revolution song at the end, so maybe I was spared.
You were. You've met you've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?
Haven't
okay.
you?
Well, that's the end of Minions. I closed out of that as quick as I could. So, next episode, what I want to do, Vinny, is, as some of you might know, Greenlight as a service is getting phased out, which is, I mean, it kind of didn't work the way as planned, and it's not going to impact a whole bunch, but it does make me a little sad because it means we can't do Greenlight guests anymore very soon.
True.
What I'd like to do for the next episode is one last kind of Greenlight guest bonanza. So we're going to do that. So I want everyone who is listening, if you don't know what Greenlight guest is, first off, listen to the first couple episodes, I guess. You'll find them. It's a segment we used to do where people would send me in descriptions for their fake games, like games that don't actually exist, shitty, horrible parodies of Greenlight entries. And they'd send it to me on Twitter using hashtag GreenlightGuess, using Pastebin or whatever to bypass the character limit if you want to. You don't have to. And just trying to make it as convincing as possible. And then I pitch them to Vinny and say, is this a real game or a fake game? Because it turns out Greenlight has a lot of schlock on it. So, So that's what I want to do next episode. So again, get your entries in. The next episode probably going to be in 2 to 4 weeks. We'll do a big Greenlight guest, so I want to see as many of those as I can get, and we'll cap that off. And I'm also open to suggestions for a segment to replace that. So for future episodes.
Yeah, please, if you guys have any great ideas for ways that I might be able to fool KY, or he could fool me, or we could jape each other somehow, then I guess let me know. Let us both know, and you can do that at 2onthevinecast@gmail.com. Number
Very
2.
good. Yeah, we love japing each other off, so please do. But that's going to be about it. So I think I got to head out. So.
Okay. All right. Well, it was a terrible time. Was splendid and guaranteed for all. I hope that you enjoyed listening to our non sequiturs and randomness when it comes to not paying attention to the Minion movie. Hope that you didn't actually watch it yourself. If you did, I know how you feel. And thank you, KY, for suggesting this all those months ago.
You're welcome, and I'm sorry. I'm sincerely sorry.
That
I
was
won't
worth
do that
it.
again. That's a lesson you only learn once. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, from myself and KY, wish you a great night. Thanks for watching. Well, thanks for listening. Hopefully not watching.
All right. I'll catch you guys next time. You have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.